I'm fine with it because I have to leave
Hey.
in 15 minutes. So
Well, he's leaving. That's no good. Anyways, we're talking advertising, and I'm going to throw this out there. This book called "The End of Advertising" by Andrew Essex, and the big takeaway was engage rather than make better ads. So in today's world, I'll throw it out there for you guys. And we were just talking about pre-rolled ads that show on videos and getting these things in rotation and how you're basically going to YouTube account shut down. What do you guys think of the engage in advertising rather than annoy way of doing things? And what are some techniques that you think might be you'd be able to do that more effectively? Topic.
When I was, go ahead.
Okay, sorry. I was just going to say, well, probably one of the best ways to engage is to engage on blog posts. Because, you're going to reach out to the right target audience because it's people that are interested in the same thing as you, and so you can start something going on a blog post, just as simple as that.
Dude, it's funny you mentioned that. It's one of the things I've always liked doing, and I'm not trying to toot my own horn here, but engaging, it's a two-way street, right? So on a blog post, you pull people to the blog post, and like say, Paul, you make a comment on a blog post that I make. If I'm pulling you towards that content and you take it to talk and comment on there, the least I can do is respond. And I noticed that a lot on blog posts is that people will try to engage the person who made the blog post, but very rarely do you see them return the engagement. And I totally agree. Obviously, I'm a huge fan of blogging. I think it's critical in 2017 to be out there providing content for people. But like you said, the engagement factor, pull people to your blog. But if they're going to make a comment, the least you can do, out of respect and gratitude, is respond to the comment.
Yeah, makes sense.
There is a guy on Facebook that I followed by accident because he was like a friend of a friend. And every, 20 minutes, he posts one of those colored background things with a question on it. Oh. Like, what is the best thing you ever bought for under $5?
Right.
Hundreds of people answer that.
Oh, yeah. It's interesting. It's interesting
yeah.
how it works. I see Rob Gearing doing a lot of that. I know you guys are familiar with Rob Gearing, or maybe you're not.
Yeah.
He does that a lot too. He'll post the question, right? Like put the color background on the Facebook question. That seems to engage a lot more rather than annoy, right?
Yeah. It bugs the crap out of me, but then I went to look, see, and he's got people answering, and he responds back with, wow, that was a really good idea, or, whatever. And I don't know if he has an assistant that can sit there on Facebook all day long and engage with these people. But he also, got a speeding ticket today and, took a selfie of him and the cop. I mean, he's just out there,
But see, that's the engagement thing, right, Sonny? I mean, that's kind of what social was kind of built for. Was the ability for me and you to connect and engage and question and answer. And so this is what I'll ask. So we know that we can engage in blog posts. We know we can engage in social media. How do we engage in an ad? Like, is that an ad? Is almost what, like, let's say, for example, we use Rob. Rob, sorry if you're watching this replay. I love you, bro. If Rob is putting a question out there, so I've seen him ask some questions like, hey, would you like free advertising for your site or whatever? So he's kind of advertising it, but he's engaging at the same time. Is that how you can do it? Or is there different strategies we can use to make our ads more engaging for the potential consumer, customer?
I would think something that lets people get to know us. I mean, in the TE, instead of this is what I sell, this is who I am, kind of.
That's actually, I'm going to write that down.
Awesome.
Good stuff, Sonny.
Everything that we're talking about though is an ad.
True.
You know,
True. I agree with that.
him taking a picture with a cop, it's still an ad. You know, he's putting his face in front of you
Yep.
to get you to listen to him. It's an ad.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And the realtor that I used whenever I moved these past few months, I mean, there's realtors all over the place. There are more realtors than there are houses for rent and for sale.
Sure.
But this one guy, he sent me an email and he said, I've made you a special video. Please click here. That was his first contact with me. And he spent about 2 or 3 minutes saying, hello, my name's Kevin, and blah, 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 blah. It was fantastic. And I immediately called him and said, this is fantastic, you know, and he's just a good old boy from Texas, wants to sell a house.
Hi, Tim.
Hi, Tim.
Tim snuck in.
Hi, Tim.
Didn't even have a warning or anything. Tim just shows up like that.
Hi, Tim.
And hi, N9519.
Yeah, hi, N9519. What's going on? That's a really, really good point, Sonny. I mean, I think that's kind of this is the question that, like, reading this book, and it's kind of the thing that you know how do you make better ads? Well, you do that by engaging rather than annoying.
Yeah.
So we know that Facebook and blogs and social media and stuff, we can engage, and it's really powerful to see, like you said, the real estate agents and the Rob Gehrings and the people that you're following that are really engaging people. So my conundrum, I guess, is kind of like, how do you take that engagement and then put it into an ad that'll convert leads, convert potential customers? Because that seems to be where we need to go. If we really want to get better results in our advertising online, we need to stop thinking like a banner ad. You know what I mean? Like, we got to stop that mentality of pushing your ad in front of people. How do we pull them back and engage with them? Still advertising our stuff, but like Rich said, even taking a selfie with a cop, you're still advertising yourself.
Mm-hmm.
But advertising oneself is fine and dandy, but how do we pull people back? How do we engage them so the lines of communication are open, the relationships can be built?
I think, you've got a good point, John, but I think one of the most simple ways to do that, I think, is on video, just by simply asking if you like this video, would you please like and share, come back and visit the blog tomorrow, whatever, blah, 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 and just ask for some feedback and some engagement that way on the video. I think that's probably one of the easiest ways to do it.
That worked for me. I remember, it's funny you mentioned that. I remember I asked someone, I asked my list. I had my list for +1 or something like that. And it was a couple months ago. And I asked my list to do something. It was to like me or follow me or something on I can't exactly remember. And I got a whole bunch of reaction because people, I think they like feeling valued. I know people like feeling valued. So asking them, hey, did you like this video? Share it. Did you like this blog post? Engage with me. Talking, like, that's a really good point, Paul. Just pulling them in, but you're still getting, this sounds really self-serving, but you're still getting what you want, if that makes any sense.
Yep.
I think a lot of it is just organic. You know, it just kind of builds on itself.
Like law of attraction stuff?
The ideal ad is an organic ad, one that, basically takes on a life of its own. And I think that to some degree, sitting there, here, like, I'm going to use the cop again, here's a picture of me with the cop, big smile, holding the speeding ticket. And next thing you know, you got people sitting there going, man, blah, 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 blah.
Exactly.
And it just builds on its own. And the next thing you know, people are following you on Facebook, Twitter, wherever you put it, and then they're following up off that. They're going, I like this guy or gal, as the case may be, and so they actually take the initiative to dig deeper, which is what you want, because they're coming to you. They're seeking you out. They are basically a warm lead when they show up in your list or wherever they finally calling home, and all because of that openness, that here I am. I'm real.
Yes.
And on that note, I'm going to be real late if I don't get out of here.
Hi, Rich.
No worries, Rich.
See you later, Richard.
Bye.
One of the problems of having an offline business, right? You know, I'm really looking forward to the video on this. I will be watching this as soon as I get back. And the people out there that are watching this later, and you're missing it. Get in here.
Well, and this is the first time we've done this one for, used this platform for Plus One. We've been using it for the little TE owners group that we got going.
Oh, good.
But this is, I like this. I mean, we can live stream with this. It costs a lot more than normal. See you, Rich. Thanks for coming, dude. Let's catch up with you later tonight anyways. So it's cool. Like, I like this. I think this is a cool platform, and it, puts faces to names. And just like we're talking about, this is engaging. I mean, the replay of this will get played, and these replays are getting hundreds of views on Plus One in the Facebook group. So imagine we do this, we get these, and now people know who Eric is face to face. They know, well, Sunny's got, just her name up, but we know who Sunny is. But it's more of an engagement. It's real people, right? And this is the thing about marketing and business. I think in 2017, we got to remember that it's storytelling. The person that tells the best story will win. And the story is taking a selfie with the cop. The story is Tim's travels through, the South America and stuff like that. It's, that's the stories that people are attracted to. We're not robots. We're not, corporate speak. We work from home. Well, a lot of us do. So it's be who you are. And I think people are attracted to that. And social media has allowed us to do that more. And I think if we combine it with advertising now and we make it organic, as Rich was saying, that'll be better results for everybody across the board. Ta-da. That's my speech. Yeah? It's okay.
The cool thing was we didn't know who N9519 was.
Yes.
And we saw his face, and he is instantly known because of his videos.
Oh, that's Scott.
Yeah.
Is it? I'm looking.
It is.
Side. I think it's Scott.
Yep.
Is it?
Yeah, that's Scott Roll. Yeah, okay.
I was kind of like looking like this because he's kind of like looking.
Yeah, he's got a picture sideways. Yeah, that's Scott.
That's a good point. That's a good point, Sonny. It's like, you know these people because of the engagement and exposure they've got. Like Paul said with the YouTube videos, and you're gonna know people from those videos. So we were talking about this last night in the TE owners group. It's like 5 years ago, you could probably sit on the fence about video. You could probably say, you know what, maybe I'll use video for my advertising. Now, like it's not even a no-brainer. I think it's a must. I think you have to be visible. You have to be out there.
Okay, Blaine's going to make me mad, so I think I should go.
Where's Blaine?
Why would I make you mad?
Oh, you just always do. It's okay though. I mean, it's a good. Well, it just didn't matter. Okay.
I'm
I'll
not
see
here
you
for
later.
controversy.
No. I don't want controversy. I don't want no.
Yeah, I'm not here for controversy.
Okay. All right. I'll see y'all later. Have a great night.
Bye, Sunny.
See you, Sonny.
See you, Sonny. There you go. Hi, Blaine. How's it going, man?
Well, who else doesn't like me?
Oh,
I like you just fine.
You got haters, man? I mean, hey, what did Winston Churchill say? You got people that don't like you good that mean you stood up for something.
I don't even know what I did.
That was interesting, but hey, cool.
I don't think I've ever actually interacted with Sunny.
Maybe she's doing that she does things like that for jokes and stuff, so maybe. So how are you, man?
I'm good.
This is back-to-back days of Blaine Jones appearances, man. This is pretty crazy. He's still got the boxes. There was a cat coming out of his box last week. I don't know what else he's got coming out of the box there behind him. And we were talking about advertising. We're talking about, to give you a little refresher of what we were just discussing, how to take all this engagement that we know works in social media and videos and blogging, and we know engagement works. How do we take that engagement and transform it into an ad? So instead of just throwing a banner in front of someone and they see a banner, how do we take the engagement and engage our viewers so that we can do those lines of communication? We can get our site seen where people actually want to interact with each other and talk to each other. That's kind of the question that's been posed. So.
Yeah, if I just carry on from where Sunny left off, she's speaking about Scott Rowan. He's really good at branding and changes. We see all the splash pages. He's obviously got his videos on there, but he's also always got his personal photograph up there as well.
Right.
I think another thing is to have a logo, just like you always said, John, in the past, have a company logo and start promoting your brand as well and get seen in just about everywhere you possibly can. And I think that really is important, because the more you show up in different places, the more chance people will engage with you, either at that time or at a later date, simply because they recognize the brand.
True. Well, that's kind of the two B's of advertising I always stuck with was not only are you trying to build your list, but you're branding your name. So if you got that logo, that picture, that familiarity, and I just tongue twisted. I'm not even going to try to repeat that word because that'll screw myself up there royally. But if you do that, you're kind of killing two birds with one stone, right? You're getting your name out there, but you're getting your brand out there. What people will get to know you as. You combine that with list building, and it's a win. So it's still pulling. I think the engagement thing to me is to always be pulling people towards you as much as you can in everything you're doing. It's fine to push people, but if we're pushing things, I think that's where the email marketing comes into play. I think you're pulling people to try to get better results. You're pulling people to get the engagement. The pushing will come when you're into the autoresponder series, but you're still pulling throughout the autoresponder series. But you know what I mean. So if that makes any sense.
Yeah, that pulling is that trust building piece, that piece where they look at you as somebody that's competent and knows what they're doing.
Okay.
And then when you push, that's when you're offering those products that can help them with what they're trying to do.
Okay, what?
Right.
You know your mic's on.
Yeah, I don't know how to turn it off.
You take your little thing here.
Yeah.
There's a little button there. Talk on it. That's a microphone.
They have the technology.
Okay.
We can rebuild them.
Phone off.
You like that? I did the Steve Austin thing.
I think you have the phone.
Yeah, that's a good point, Blaine. I mean, it's the trust thing, right? And there's a lot of people that get that know, like, and trust aspect of business, and I think that's what's important. Is that you're starting to get people to know you. That's kind of the first step. So kind of like what Paul was talking about, the way Scott does it, and getting people to know you, and then the brand starts taking shape, and people now know you. They don't even know you. Now they start liking you, right? So it's like this process. It's knowing. Now, hey, they're engaging with me. I actually like this person. They're not a snake oil salesman. And then that's the trust, right? The trust is the final step.
It's the button of
know, like, and trust is kind of the maybe the formula to get to that engagement. This is a formula to become more engaging with your ads. Ta-da. There you go. Let me just I'm going to shut the recording off because I don't want to drag it on for +1, and this will be going up, so I don't want to have people watch a 13-hour session. So thank you guys for watching the replay, and we're going to try this out again because it seemed to work pretty good. So you guys enjoyed the YouTube video.